Thanks for joining me.
No problem.
So this is Chris, Trail Angel. Tell me, what is a Trail Angel?
A trail angel is basically somebody who helps out hikers on the Pacific Crest Trail or any trail, basically, I would imagine. And the difference, I think, between me doing it is that I kind of did the trail before, and I'm kind of just here trying to relive the enjoyment that I got out of it. It's kind of, maybe it's living in the past, but it was a really good experience in my life.
That's amazing.
And I really it's fun seeing other people doing it.
Yeah. I met you, I think 3 or 4 nights ago. You came up to Box Springs with your Sprinter van and had beer and ice cream.
I remember you coming in. It was like late at night.
I was the last one in.
Yeah.
And I had such a hard day. Like, I had so many emotions, and I was so finished. And when I saw you and I saw everybody there and they all cheered and welcomed me, and it was just like I almost broke down, got emotional right then and there, because I was just like, this is so amazing and so needed, so thank you.
And then you got a cold beer and an ice cream.
Yeah, exactly.
That was unexpected, 10 miles from the store, probably.
I'd say so. And then I got to meet you and find out that you like you said, you've hiked the PCT before, right?
Mm-hmm.
When did you do that?
My brother and I did it in 1979.
Wow.
So it was quite a while ago. I think there was 100 people maybe at the most that tried to do the trail. Maybe half of them finished.
Wow, that's insane. You did the whole thing?
Yep.
Man,
that's
incredible.
Northbound.
You brought some pictures here, so see if I can show these off. But this is, let's see what this looks like. If I can get this in the shot here. But this is you and your brother?
Yes.
Look at those packs.
There was only one choice, really, of pack, and that was Kelty, really, at the time. And, they weren't light. They averaged, what do they call it? Base weight was probably 35 pounds.
I mean, did you even talk about base weight back then? I mean, was that even a thing?
There was very few choices on equipment, and like you either got a Kelty, or a Kelty pack, and they were all external frame like that. And when it was fully loaded, it was probably like when we had 25 food drops. Our longest drop, it would probably weighed about 75 to 80 pounds with all the stuff that we had in it.
Ouch.
And that was an hour. But I was 20 years old at the time, so it was easy. Not easy, but going all the way at Whitney with an 80-pound pack, I'm pretty proud of that.
I would say so. I mean, I meet 20-year-olds in their, mid-20s to late 20s even on this trail that are just like, it's a slog with a 15-pound pack. So I can't imagine it's that much weight. That's just amazing.
Well, we probably could have been a lot lighter, but we were known as the Pancake Brothers. So we brought pancake mix, frying pans, oil, those crates full of eggs, that you can buy. And the stove was like this brass thing, and it had a big cook kit that came with it. That thing took up like a lot of space. But there was a quart bottle of gas that you brought with it to run it. And that alone weighed like 3 or 4 pounds.
So how did you pump the gas? I mean, was there like an extra cord, like cable?
So it was called a Sig Tourist was the name of it. It was made in Europe or something, but it was a brass pot, and it had a little step burner on top of it.
Oh yeah.
And you pumped it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then you lit it, which gave it pressure. And once it started going, it worked pretty good. But then in order to work it, you need to bring this kit, and it was like 12 inches in diameter and 8 inches high, and the whole thing probably weighed like 4 pounds.
Jeez.
Something like that.
How did you even resupply back then? I mean, I'm sure it was a lot more difficult than it is now with how popularized the trails become and all the little mountain towns and everywhere. It's almost like too easy for us.
Fortunately, the Wilderness Press had a really excellent guidebook, and it kind of spelled everything out for you. There wasn't anywhere near the amount of sources that people have now. But my parents had all the boxes at their house. Fortunately, we lived in California, so we just got them all ready, 25 different boxes, and basically put everything in we thought we would need, and we'd call them, course, we'd have to go into town
to use the phone.
On a rotary phone. And to call them to say add or delete, whatever. And we put our 35 millimeter film that we shot in the return box and sent it home. And with our two 35 millimeter cameras that we each carried, probably at 3 or 4 pounds apiece, you know.
Wow.
But we had 25 drops, and that's basically how we resupplied. We didn't really do on-trail supply that much.
It was just all shipping?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
then, I mean, pretty much everywhere online at this point says don't even bother doing that. Just buy the food as you get to town and just map it out that way. Don't bother shipping stuff. I mean, it's almost every blog or even Reddit thread or everything is like, you can, if you have dietary restrictions, ship yourself stuff. But it's just so much, the logistics are so much more challenging than just going from town to town buying food. So,
and I can see that because just seeing this town, Idlewild, and like how commercialized it is towards the hikers, it's like you see hikers walking around in like designer clothes and stuff like that, you know. But there's so many more sources to buy the food. It is convenient not to have to go to the post office, and you know you have to be there Monday through Friday sometimes in some of these towns. So I can see how you could subsist by resupplying in town.
Yeah.
But finding specialized stuff in some of these remote locations. But like I say though, it looks to me like, and I haven't hiked the trail that much since then, but it looks like all the towns are geared towards, you know, hikers. So they already have the stuff that you would normally ship in a package, right?
Yeah, I imagine hikers bring a lot of you know, to the economy in the towns, because you see the signs all over, even here in Idlewild, like even in the grocery stores, it's like PCT hikers, this is where you get your food.
Oh,
like,
yeah. I mean, even this house we're sitting in right now.
I know, no kidding. 125 years old this thing is.
This is pretty amazing. But the Airbnbs and like people on their phones, I got a place to stay like in 1 hour.
Yeah.
It's like amazing.
It's wild. So tell me a little bit more about your Trail Angel lifestyle. Like, is that
Trail Angel? Oh, what I do. There was no Trail Angel back then.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. So I built a Sprinter van recently, and I wanted to put it to use because I had been coming back to the trail now and then every once in a while and hitting up people and giving them rides and stuff like that, but never to the extent I'm doing it now. I mean, I came to Idlewild a week ago just to like see some people I knew were here, and I haven't left. I've probably given 30 rides back to what's the place back at Paradise Valley and ferrying hikers.
That's a good spot for people to come in. I mean, that's where I came in from, and it's a long, windy drive. It wouldn't be a fun hike either in or out from north of Idlewild or even from PVC. So that's really kind of you to do that. I'm sure what a lot of people wonder is like, how do you find, like, do you take donations or do you charge people for it? Or,
I mean, I wasn't at first, but you know, the gas does add up after a while. But,
for sure.
And that what they give me totally covers that. I don't really need the money, you know. I'm kind of out here on vacation, and it's the thrill of like talking to other hikers and like reliving kind of and seeing how they do it now, and they get excited to talk to me because
definitely.
I'm like that feels good.
So like I told you when I was interviewing Christina and she mentioned that you were taking her up to Big Bear, I was like, oh, that'd be such an amazing interview. And as soon as she said you were coming here, I was like, I hope he will. I hope he will. Totally. So thank you so much.
My pleasure. Anything you want to know. It's like to be able to see these people doing this and knowing what it did to me in my life. I mean, I think about it like every day. It's like, it's not really a pride kind of thing. Like I'm stronger than other people and I can do this and I think I'm strong. But it's just like testing yourself out to see what you can do, you know? And it teaches you things in life, like following through and getting out of the vortex and like a really nice town like this. And
it's a tough one. This is a tough one.
Putting on your 40-pound pack and getting up that hill. And we're only 150 miles into it here for the Northbounders, but it's and to be able to complete it, that's like a good life lesson for everybody.
Yeah.
To like challenge yourself in that
I
way.
think meeting you has been an inspiration for a lot of us too.
Thank you.
that because you just hit the nail on the head every single day, and I'm barely scratching the surface of what I'm about to go through. I'm finding myself struggling a little bit to get that extra oomph a little bit. And I think for me, the biggest thing that's driven me has been, what am I going to see next? Like, what challenge am I going to face next? And just learning from you and seeing you the last few days and how much this has obviously impacted your life is a huge motivator. I think a lot of us, I feel like I speak for most everybody that I've heard talk about you, aspire to that level of achievement. So,
oh, thank you.
Yeah, you should be super proud of yourself.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's really cool. Like, what's changed is there's many more women, because there was only like 1/10 women hiking back then, and if there were any, it was like married couples.
Mm-hmm.
And then the international factor, the people from all the other countries all over the world. That's probably what I like the most, over and above like the scenery and everything we spoke of.
Yeah.
I mean, the scenery is like alone is like worth the price of the ticket.
Yeah.
But then all these really cool people.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole sense of community that's going on now. People talking to each other through phones or whatever. It's like I was just with a group that I just dropped off in Paradise Valley, and they all just sat there together on their phones, went through on their. That's pretty trippy, like coming to a water stop and seeing everybody on their phone, you know? It's like, what the heck? It's like, in a way, it's kind of like, wow, it takes kind of the challenge away from it a little bit, you know? Because we would like have to get the compass out because we were lost, or get our topo map out and whatever. But I would have liked to have had a phone back in the day.
I'm sure.
Or know that there's water up ahead.
Yeah, satellite, you know, just having the peace of mind that if something goes wrong, you can just hit that button and you'll have somebody to come bail you out. You didn't have that.
No.
You know, that's
and yeah, it's a very valuable tool for the trail now, to be able to like use your phone to do all that. But the community factor is like awesome. There's so many people doing it, and these trampolines that get created, and we're them working together, or just like my brother and I, we kind of pushed each other. It's a grueling thing. It's like super grueling, and when one person has a bad day, the other person can lift them up.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening in these trampolines.
It's been happening for me every single day, and I'm so grateful. And you're right. I mean, it's been a give and take. Like, everybody is so supportive, and I wonder if you have any like insight on why that is. Like, what is it that you think that makes people so willing to help each other out here?
Just love for one another, I think. You know, it's like I cried when I left the group I just dropped off, because they were like, I was with them for three or 4 days.
Yeah.
I didn't even know these people a week ago.
Yeah.
And it's like this bond got created.
Yeah.
And they were Europeans.
Yeah.
Not that
I'm
should
pretty
matter.
sure that was part of the same group I started with, the Caterpillar.
Yeah.
Did you hear?
Really good people. That's who they were.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me a present last night. It was like.
Yeah. It's amazing. I love that.
Very cool. Very cool.
I love that you also got to experience through us what we're all experiencing from you, and that love and support that nobody's asking for. You know, you showed up and just like, basically, we've all been talking about it for the last 10 days. Well, essentially since we met you at Box Springs, that we've got this amazing trail angel, Chris, that's, you know, just, it's like, how are you everywhere all the time? Like, she's with Chris. Oh, he's with Chris. He's dropping her off. You picked up a heavyweight in the middle of the night, who I'm hoping to get an interview with soon.
That guy's amazing. That story alone is like, that guy was special forces, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're like lifting telephone poles and carrying him for 10 miles.
Yeah.
And he's having a hard time.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, this trail is hard.
Yeah, but, we'll definitely. I love that every interview I've had so far has somehow had an interlude into the next interview that I'm hoping to get, if I can manage to continue to cross paths with those people. But I know your time's super valuable and you got to get going, but I'm curious if you have any advice, like anything that you could pass on to those of us that are just now trying this for the first time. It's our life dream. You know, we've all wanted to go from Mexico to Canada or vice versa. What is it that you could instill in us that we can all pass on and carry to the end with us?
Try not to get too wrapped up in the technology and what kind of gear you have. You know, just get the best stuff you think is going to work for you, but try to be present and enjoy where you are, because it's like the most beautiful place in the country, especially the Sierras where you're going to go through, and just enjoy it with your friends, and try not to. It's going to be hard, but hopefully you're going to be able to bear through it. You have to want it. Definitely have to want it. But try to bear through the hard parts, and it'll be worth it in the end.
Beautiful. I love that, because that's exactly what I needed to hear. I mean, I can't wait for the Sierras. I know, I don't know how challenging it's going to be. I know it's going to be the biggest challenge I've ever faced in my life. I think a lot of people do as well that are out on this trail. They know how hard it's going to be, and I think that's very helpful advice for them to carry through with them. So
on a good note, it's a low snowfall year, so the stream crossings will be simpler because there won't be as much water, and going over the passes should be easier because there's not that much snow.
Let's hope, right?
Yeah. And the fire situation, hopefully that'll be kept at bay. Yeah, I'm jealous.
Well, you got a good 8 miles with us the other day, which was really cool.
Yeah.
You hiked into Warner Springs with us from Box Springs. So
I'm gonna keep doing that.
You should come find us.
I just went up yesterday to the trail where this little spur trail goes up 2 miles to where it meets the trail up there. That was pretty fun. It was cold. I went up in shorts. And you forget. Maybe it's like childbirth. You forget how much it hurts, you know, and how really grueling it is, and like how miserable it can be.
Yeah, your brain just blocks it out because you remember all the stuff that you loved about it, but how hard and how much it really hurt probably isn't as easy to remember.
But like anything, you know, you got to see the bad to see the good, you know, and it's like it's worth it, totally. Cool. It's like really cool.
Well, thank you very much. That was lovely. I appreciate it.
You got it.
You have been an absolute legend. So I look forward to seeing you down the trail.
Right on, man.
Before we go, though, let's check these pictures out. Go ahead and describe to us what's going on in this one.
That's my brother and I here. I'm in the green shirt. My brother's in the red. This is a group of people called the Oz Gang, and they were kind of people that we would hang with. They were from Nevada, and this is somewhere in the Oregon, Washington area. This is my parents met us at the end at the Washington Canadian border.
The northern terminus.
Yes.
They didn't have that then, or is it just the border?
That obelisk thing is no longer there. It looks just like the southern border with the posts, you know. So they've rebuilt that. But my parents brought that banner. It says Christian Steve Osmer and the date we did complete the trail.
That's amazing.
And this is a picture of Mount Rainier.
I was going to say, that looks like Rainier.
And I want to point out, by the way, no one else used an umbrella until we innovated it.
Oh, dang.
I'd like to think, anyway.
You know how many times people ask me how I like my umbrella? I get it like once a day at least, because I'm always using it for either the sun or the rain, whatever it is, and I always describe it.
While other people would be sitting under a tree somewhere, you're continuing on walking. It's a very efficient thing to have.
Yeah, I agree.
And an interesting thing to bring up about this picture is like the Cascades, this being Rainier. When we walked out past Mount St. Helens in 1979, it was still there.
Wow.
And this isn't it, but it's further south. But it blew the next year, so that must have been interesting to walk by.
Yeah, wow, that's wild.
So, anyway.
Great, thanks again. I really appreciate your time.
You got it. Thanks for asking.